Namaste. Today I'm going to read Volume 2, Book 2, Rudra Samhita, Part 3, Chapter 13, Shiva Parvati Dialogue in the Shiva Puran. Hari Om Tat Sat. Parvati said, O Yogin, O Lord, wise and clever, please listen to the reply to what you, as an ascetic, said to the Lord of mountains. O Shiva, you perform this great penance because you possess the energy of penance. Your intellect is inclined to perform penance because you are a noble soul. That energy is the Prakriti, the cause of all activities. Everything is created, sustained and destroyed by it. O Lord, please ponder over who you are and who this subtle Prakriti is. Without Prakriti, how can the great Lord of the phallic form exist? You are worthy of the worship, respect and meditation of all living beings forever. Thanks to Prakriti. Thinking of this in your heart, please reply. Brahma said, on hearing these words of Parvati, the great Lord, engaged in the causation of great enjoyment and protection, became delighted. He laughed and said, the great Lord said, I am destroying the Prakriti. With my great penance, I remain in reality without Prakriti. Indeed, Prakriti should not be taken in by good people. They should remain unaffected, eschewing all worldly conduct. Brahma said, O dear one, this was said by Shiva in accordance with worldly conventions and dealings. Parvati thereupon laughed to herself and spoke these sweet words. Parvati said, O Yogin, O Lord Shiva, based on what you said, how can that Prakriti cease to exist, and how can you be considered beyond that Prakriti? You shall ponder over this and say with reference to the facts as they are. All these, the universe, etc., are bound by Prakriti continuously. Hence you shall not say anything, not do anything. Know that speaking, doing, etc. is a pakrita activity. What you hear, what you eat, what you see, and what you do, all these are essentially the activities of Prakriti. To say that it is unreal is meaningless. O Lord, if you are greater than Prakriti, wherefore do you perform penance? O Shiva, now on this mountain Himavat. O Shiva, you have been swallowed by Prakriti. You do not know your own situation. O Lord, if you do not know your own situation, why do you perform penance? O Yogin, what have I to do with an argument with you? Scholars say that without perception, inference has no authority at all. As long as the embodied beings remain the objects of the sense organs, everything is prakrita. Wise men consider it so. O Lord of ascetics, a long-winded talk is of no avail. Listen to my empathetic statement. I am Prakriti, and you are Purusa. This is the truth. There is no doubt about it. With my blessings, you become qualitative and embodied. Without me, you are attributeless and incompetent to perform any activity. Being always subservient to Prakriti, You perform all activities, self-controlled, free from aberrations, and untainted by me. How can you perform them? If you are really superior to Prakriti, if what you say is true, you need not be afraid to be near me, O Shiva. Brahma said, on hearing these words of Parvati based on the Samkhya system, Shiva replied to her, upholding the Vedantin's point of view. Lord Shiva said, O Parvati, O upholder of the Sankhya system, if you say so, O sweet-voiced lady, you render me unforbidden service every day. If I am the Brahman, the Supreme Lord, unsullied by illusion, comprehensible through spiritual knowledge, and the master of illusion, what will you do then? Brahma said, having spoken to Parvati thus, the Lord, the conciliator, and the blesser of the devotees spoke to the mountain thus. Shiva said, O Lord of mountains, here itself, on your beautiful excellent ridge, I shall perform my penance, showing to the world my real blissful form and nature. O Lord of mountains, permission shall be given to me to perform penance. Without your permission, it is not possible for me or anyone else to perform any penance here. Brahma said, on hearing these words of Shiva, the Lord of gods, Himavat, bowed to Shiva and said, Himavat said, the entire universe, consisting of gods, asuras, and human beings, is yours. O great God, though insignificant, I blabber something to you. Brahma said, thus addressed by Himavat, Shiva, the benefactor of the worlds, laughingly permitted him to go. Permitted by Shiva, Himavat returned to his abode along with Parvati. He wanted to visit him daily. Even without her father, but accompanied by her maids, Parvati approached Shiva every day for serving him with devotion. O dear, at the bidding of Lord Shiva, none of the Ganas, Nandisvara, and others purely carrying out the orders of Shiva prevented her. The discourse of Shiva, of Shivani and Shiva, who represented the principles of Samkhya and Vedanta, and who, if thoughtfully considered, are not different from each other, was very happy and pleasing forever. At the request of the Lord of Mountains, Shiva permitted Parvati to remain with him, being true to his words, though with all gravity and seriousness. He, the Lord of individual souls, said to Parvati in the company of her maids, you can serve me every day. You can go as you please. You can stay here fearlessly. Saying this, he accepted the goddess in his service. Shiva is free from aberrations. He is a great yogin, the Lord who indulges in different kinds of divine sports. This is the supreme courage of great ascetics, possessed of fortitude, that though surrounded by obstacles, they are not overpowered by them. Then the Lord of Mountains returned to his city and rejoiced in the company of his wife, the sages and attendants. Shiva mentioned the yoga of meditation on the great Atman with his mind freed from obstacles. Parvati, along with her maids, continued her daily service to the moon-crested Lord, coming and going without any hindrance. She washed Shiva's feet and drank that holy water. With a cloth heated in fire, she wiped his body. After worshipping him with 16 types of offerings duly, and bowing to him repeatedly, she used to return to her father's abode. O excellent sage, a long time elapsed as she continued her service to him who was engrossed in meditation. Sometimes, accompanied by her maids, she sang exquisite songs of good note that increased love in the hermitage of Shiva. Sometimes she brought kusa grass, flowers, and sacrificial twigs. Sometimes, assisted by her maids, she scrubbed and cleaned the place. Sometimes she stayed in the house of the moon crescent, Lord, pure and holy. Sometimes she used to gaze at the Lord lovingly and with surprise. In the course of her penance, in the course of his penance, sometimes the Lord of the goblins thought about her as free from attachment. But as she was in her physical form, he did not take her as his wife, though she was near him, though she was endowed with every feature of beauty, though she was capable of deluding even the sages. On hearing her, with perfect control over her sense organs and engrossed in serving him always, the Lord mercifully thought, I shall take her only when the last seed of ego goes away from her, when she herself performs a penance. Thinking thus, the Lord of the Bhutas reverted to meditation. The Lord, who could indulge in great sports, became a great yogin. O sage, when Shiva, the great Atman, sank into meditation, no other thought entered his mind. As for Parvati, she served him every day with great devotion, always thinking on the form of that great soul. Shiva, who was engrossed in meditation, saw her every day in full composure. Forgetting his previous thoughts about her, he did not see her although he saw her. In the meantime, Indra, other gods, and the sages eagerly sent Kama there at the bidding of Brahma. They had been harassed by the demon Taraka, the demon of great strength, hence they wanted to unite Parvati and Shiva in love. After reaching there, Kama tried all his tricks, but Shiva was not at all agitated. He reduced Kama to ashes. O sage, Parvati too was divested of her ego. At his bidding, she performed a penance and obtained him as her husband. Parvati and Shiva were very happy. Engrossed in helping others, they carried out the work of the gods. Footnotes. There are no footnotes in this chapter. Here in today's reading of the Shiva Puran. Om Prabhu Prananatam Vibhum Veshwaratam Jagannatanatam Sanatapacham Puripatam Vaishram Bhutanatam Shivam Shankaram Shivam Misham Om Kapura Karum Karanapata Fami Saitam Om Om Jum Sabur Sudram Pakami Jam Or Bharat Avandra Merichum Shum Swa Sarachum Om Tuya Mata Chapitatu Om Tuya Bandusha Chasakatu Om Hari Om Tat Sat